Do your stakeholders ever ask you what value do you and your team provide back to the organization? Mine do. If you're like me, how do you answer that? Um, so my name is Tim McDermott. I'm a software development project manager. I live in the beautiful city of Tampa Bay, and right now I am standing in front of the yacht turning basin here on I don't know what body of water. This is on Davis Island, and you can see there's a lot of rich folks here, and they have yachts, and you see them parked by their houses behind me. So what I want to talk to you today is about traceability. Traceability is how you show what value your project is providing and the work that's going on, what value it's providing to the business, how is it helping the business achieve its strategic directives. For each piece of work on your project, you need to be able to trace that piece of work back to an item of scope, a scope statement, a piece of scope, and then the scope needs to be able to trace back to requirements, and then the requirements need to be traced back to a strategic objective, a goal of the business. So you have to constantly make sure that the work that they're doing on your project can you trace it back to, in case of Agile, to a user story. So all the coding and the debugging, and testing, etc., need to be in Jira and be able to be tied to a user story. The user story is a piece of work. Then the user story gets tied back to an epic, and the epic needs to be able to tie back to a strategic objective of the company. And in that way you show that the work that they're doing is tied to an objective of the company. So make sure to do that, make sure your tasks, subtasks, and tests are linked in Jira to user story. Make sure your user stories are linked into epics, and then the epics go to a project. And the project is the strategic objective of the company. It's good for showing that your team is of value and that the people that you're doing, the productive work that they're doing, is of benefit to the corporation. It's also useful if auditors show up, they need to be able to trace the work that your people are doing to make sure that it's actually something that needs to be done by the business and not some nefarious activity that they're doing, etc. So be able to tie the work that they're doing back to some legitimate business need. Auditors need that. It's also how you prove that. How do you prove that a user story is done? All the tasks to that user story need to be assigned to that user story. And then once all the tasks assigned to the user story are complete, then that story is complete. Then that scope, that requirement has been met. If the work has been tested and approved and the story has been UAT tested and approved, then you're done. But that all has to tie back to the requirements, to scope somehow. That's how you show your value added to your business. Thank you. Maybe I can go hop on one of these yachts and hitch a ride somewhere. That'd be a fun thing to do. I hope you liked this video. If you liked the video, please share it. If you have any questions or comments, use the questions and comments section to show me your questions and comments. Thank you all very much.